Now, our feature presentation.
And now, being recorded in front of a live studio audience with unexpected boners, it's the most random show on the internet. It's TBK Live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the only show on the internet that started its Disney Plus watching off with the movie Heavyweights. Welcome to TBK Live. My name is Richard, and joining me today, well, is the only person I find it acceptable to Disney Plus and chill with. Joining me today is my wife, Ashlee. What's up, wife?
Hi, I'm glad I'm the only one that you're going to do that with.
As of right now, yes. And I feel like I probably should make this clear. Our anniversary is tomorrow, so this is kind of an anniversary.
Woo!
You know, we need to talk about our marriage. I think that's what we're gonna decipher things on how things are going well or not right here on the show today.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? How are you?
I am doing good.
What a crazy fucking 2 weeks it's been.
There's been a lot happen. We've done a lot.
Yeah, just to let everyone know, we didn't actually mean to take off 2 weeks from recording, but something just happened where it was just, you know what, we're just going to take 2 weeks off from recording. If you haven't listened to it yet, the last episode of TBK Live, which apparently I died on. So the last episode of TBK Live. I'm back from the dead, bitches. The last episode of TBK Live, if you've not listened to it, Spooktacular 5, unbelievable episode. Took me, 2 days to finish editing?
Yeah, it was an intense amount of editing and re-recording, and it was a lot.
I had no voice going into November 1st because I got the show up literally. Okay, so the idea was to have it up halfway through the day through Halloween. It was to have it up and posted so people could listen to it while they're out with their kids trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
Whatever you wanted to listen to it. Like if you're playing some terrible games while you're bobbing for some apples or whatever you do for Halloween, getting drunk, probably dressed like a cat. But
because everybody's dressed like a cat.
I'm dressed like a cat now. Wow.
I mean, that's your daily
That is
outfit.
my daily.
You don't get to count that as a costume if you wear it every day.
Leggings are wonderful.
True statement.
Where was I? I totally forgot. Okay, so we was trying to get that up on Halloween early, and it just took for effing ever to edit. So, and to get all the voices down, and then I was incapacitated Halloween day and couldn't do half the work I needed to do early. Like I was stuck in the middle of the worst noise pollution in the history of man.
Yeah, that was the bad day.
If you ever wanted to know what will trigger yourself to go into some crazy antics, just sit around to people scraping a floor and a dog barking for about 6 hours. It'll drive you fucking nuts. It'll make you think of things that you will never think of. Like at the end of the day, I'm like, I understand why people cook dog now. Like I'm just like, I don't know what's happening.
Terrible.
Like by the end of that whole experience, I was like, I'm done. I came home. I never wanted to hear a sound again. I just wanted complete silence. Then our jackass neighbors decided to turn on their rap music at like the loudest decibel possible. And I'm just sitting there going, is it acceptable for me to just slap a teenager? Like, is it?
I mean, maybe.
Is that against the law in some places?
I don't think that their grandma would say anything.
No, probably not. So yeah. And then that night I took a nap, decided to take a nap. And the next thing I know, I wake up at 7:30. I went, son of a twat, and just was freaking the F out on the show. You know, we never talk behind the scenes shit, do we?
We really don't.
Yeah, this is what happened that day. So I'm like, oh, I got to finish editing it. So I had it halfway edited through that point, and then I had to re-record a lot of the voices that night. I'm like, Halloween night. So the show goes up, I think it was before midnight on the West Coast. That's all I know. It went up before midnight on the West Coast.
Technically Halloween for some people.
Yeah, it was still Halloween in Alaska, so woohoo!
Is that the time we're basing everything off
that's
of?
all that matters at this point, right?
I guess. I mean, you
it
had
was
a rough day, though.
It was a bad day. So we got the show up, and now you guys and gals, I got to tell you, I haven't had a chance to thank all of you. You don't even know this yet. the closest show we've had to 1 million downloads ever. So
Wow.
it is our most downloaded show in the history of TBK Live and TBK Radio. I cannot believe it. And I want to thank every one of you for listening to that monstrosity of crap, because that's what it is.
It was a lot.
But I am going to tell you, there is a follow-up coming.
Ooh.
Do I drop that knowledge now, or
Spoilers?
Well, I mean, is it a sequel? I will say this: Spooktacular 6 is happening a lot sooner than anyone thinks it is.
Leave it there. No,
That's good enough.
Stop talking.
That's good enough. Before we get started in today's episode, talking about everything we want to talk about, because Ashlee and I went on a few adventures.
Several adventures.
That is why the title of this episode is The Adventures of Stubby and Sugah Bear. So
neither of which are us.
I'm not Stubby nor Sugah Bear that I know of. There is probably somebody out there who's like, oh, his voice makes me want to just call him Sugah Bear. So for some reason, I have to whisper Sugah Bear constantly now, because that's how I was told it needs to be said. So if you hear me wondering why I say it the way I do, it's because I have a friend out there who will lambaste me if I do not say it in a certain way. But before we get started in today's show, don't forget to visit Shop TBK, tbkmagazine.com/shoptbk. Pick up a T-shirt from one of your favorite shows, including this one, and show everyone you're a member of the Cult of Random. $13, starting at just $13, shipping just $5. So $18, you can have a shirt to you before Christmas. They are the perfect stocking stuffers, as well as new stuff coming, including hoodies and more. Shop TBK, pick stuff up today. All right. I think that pretty much runs.
Yeah, I think you're good. You've done it. It's been a long couple weeks.
It's been a long So after the Halloween episode, I was like, I need a break. I needed a break. We did a few articles after it, but not many. And then we came back and was like, I got to get back into the swing of things. But before we went to this, let's start 2 weeks before the Halloween special. I decided, so I think this was announced, around my birthday?
Yeah. Well, a little before your birthday.
It's been on my bucket list for many, many years to go see Penn Teller.
Yeah.
I fell in love with them. I love the idea of Penn Teller bullshit. If you've never seen that show, I think they're on Amazon Prime or Hulu. Watch it.
Worth it. 100%.
Worth it. Yeah, the episode on Walmart and organic. Anything organic is so fucking good. The episode on organic stuff alone made me become even bigger fans of them. And I was already, I have this fascination with magic, almost unhealthy fascination.
I'm not sure it's almost.
I went through a period last year where I was just watching magicians do routines on YouTube.
Then you watched the entirety of Penn and Teller Fool Us.
Yeah. Well, what was at that time? Yeah, no, it's what I do. It's fun. It's a good show. It really is a good show.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it's a lot.
It was a lot of magic at that time, and I would even watch some of the Magic's Greatest Secrets Revealed episodes, because why the hell not? I did run into the Wrestling's Greatest Secrets Revealed during that time.
You made me watch part of that.
Oh my God, she's a stunt granny. That's
also terrible.
By the way, that's also worth it. You go out of your way to watch that. 55 minutes of your life, you're going to be like, why did I watch this? But you're going to be thanking me later just for that scene.
Oh, God.
They put plants in the audience. She's a stunt granny. I can't do Nick Bakay's voice very well, but it's the same people who do the Magic Secrets Revealed, and that's why I showed it.
Oh.
But Penn Teller is, if you don't know who they are, they're a comedy magic duo who also kind of reveal secrets of magic all the time.
Yeah.
They are unbelievably amazing, and one of the things I've always wanted to do is take in Penn Teller. So 3 weeks ago, I guess it's a month now. Yeah, it's a month. It's a month ago today. A month ago, we decided to take in Penn Teller, and I want you to describe how I acted that night, because you were going to put it in better words than I am.
You were a 7-year-old.
Yep.
It was adorable. You were super excited, and you were just happy. From the moment we left the house that night.
I just spilled water on my dick.
TMI, but
well,
I mean, you got to get it down somehow.
Yeah.
But you got super excited. And I mean, the entire audience was super excited. It was a really good night. Everybody that was there wanted to be there.
Yeah,
this wasn't one of the things where, oh, my husband drugged me to this. Oh, my wife made me come to this. Everybody was excited.
So what you're telling me is every time I drag you to go watch wrestling.
Not every time.
Most of the times I drag you
Depends
to.
on where we're going.
Not War Games, not Houston, and not Chicago. Like everything outside that, probably. But yeah, no, everyone was genuinely happy to be there. It wasn't like it was held at the Orpheum Theater in Memphis, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous venue. It's probably one of my favorite venues we attend. We actually got to go to two of our favorite venues like back to back, which is great.
But it was great, and the show was great, and they were great.
So you walk in, and they're like, you get to pick what, 5 cards,
4 cards and a cup.
4 cards and a cup, and it's like, oh,
because you're going to do a trick later.
Yeah, it was awesome. And throughout the night, they're just doing these amazing tricks without any sort of intermission, which we both thought, oh, there'll probably be an intermission. No, it was just an hour and 40 minutes straight of just them constantly doing magic. The moment where they brought up all the kids in the audience on stage, and it was just like, and Penn's just watching this happen as Teller's telling them what to do, and Penn's like, and more kids just keep coming up, and he's just like, what? They just keep fucking multiplying. Like, it was just constant. Like,
they called for all the kids in the audience, and literally for 10 minutes, children were coming up to the stage.
Yeah, and it was kids in the balcony, and they were coming down, and it was just a trickle of children throughout that entire trick. Like, it just kept coming. Like, kids just kept coming and coming.
That was a ridiculous number of children that were there.
It was like the Duggars. It was just kids just popping out constantly. Hey, what do you do at this point? Like, fuck. But throughout the night, like, every trick was unbelievable. I fucked up the trick that we were supposed to be part of. Like,
I didn't. I got it right.
Yeah, you
did it.
Yeah, I fucked it up because I think I handed you a card I was supposed to keep hold of. I didn't know I was supposed to let go of, and I wasn't supposed to let go of it. It was like, oh, I'm a dumbass. But it was fun. Like, it was an experience I'll never forget. And then we go to buy souvenirs before the show, and they ran out of programs, and then the lady magically just found 4.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm buying a program, which is probably absolutely the best program I've ever had for any show.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's the story of Penn and Teller as told by each other.
Yeah, like Teller tells Penn stories and Penn tells Teller stories, and they wrote each other's bios. And it's really
super
good.
Cool. And there's great like old photos, and it's really good.
It's magical. No pun intended.
All puns intended.
Yeah. After the show, though, so they do something that I have not seen probably since going to plays. Like, I mean,
ever with large scale.
Penn and Teller,
stuff.
Penn and Teller is big name, and I think pop culture, they're part of the lore of pop culture. I think when you think magic,
that has to come up.
Like David Copperfield, Chris Angel, the dude who suspended himself over in bowls of oatmeal, whatever that dude's name was, the dude who suspended himself in ice, for David Blaine, and Penn and Teller have to be like the 4. Like if you talk about magic with somebody's going to bring up one of them. I feel that's kind of, Or Piff the Magic Dragon, and I'm okay with that too, because Piff's pretty awesome. Piff won America's Got, or almost won America's Got Talent. But, so, after the show. So the lady tells us, oh, they meet after the show. And I went, oh, that's cool. I'll pay for an autograph, because I'm like, I'm automatically...
You're 115% invested in this, and you're going to drop as much money as you have to.
Yeah, because I really want to tell them thank you, because I love Penn and Teller, and like Penn's very close to his mom, and before when she passed away, Penn actually has always one fingernail painted in the color she always wore, and he tells stories about that constantly. So he's a huge mama's boy, and that's even in his book. I think that might be like in the first chapter.
Yeah.
So Penn and Teller are doing their thing, but the lady tells us, oh, they're going to meet. They're really nice. They'll meet everyone after the show. And I went, oh, cool, autographs, right? And I know how much autographs are now. It's like $60. I'm like, oh, fuck. Because I figure they're both going to be together.
Yeah.
So after the show's over, they just take off. Like, they go up the aisles with, like, just going. We're like, what the hell? And we walk into the lobby, which is where you figure they're going to be at the merch booth or something.
Yeah,
they're not.
probably.
They're sitting outside of the Orpheum, meeting everybody. Just meeting everybody. It's not even money. They're
They're just there.
They're giving back to the fans, and they were Teller was saying that that's one of, like, Teller talked, by the way. For anybody who does not know, Teller is very wordy. It's freaking hilarious.
Once he's off stage.
Yeah, once he's off stage, like, he's just meeting and talking to people. One of the cool things they still do is they want to meet every fan they can, and that's something, like, nowadays, especially with big stars, you have to pay 60, 70, hundreds of dollars. Like, we could attend comic conventions all the fucking time.
Yeah, and some people are real proud of themselves.
There's somebody I just wanted to name off the top of my head. I'm not going to do it.
That I understand that when you go to a comic convention and you want to meet and greet, you want an autograph, you want a picture, you're paying for that person's time.
Who was it that said that they should be free autographs? Was it George Takei?
I don't know.
There's a big name that said that you should not be charging the fans as much as you're charging the fans, if charging them at all.
Like, there's some people that I understand more where the price is coming from.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's some people, it's like, you're not worth $45, and that's why there's nobody at your booth.
Okay, so Nathan Fillion charges $80 to $100. I'm okay paying with $80 to $100 because I'm a huge Firefly fan. But I'm not going to pay $250 to meet Stephen Amell. Just not. Like, I know it's $200. I think Stephen Amell is like $150 to $250. That's a lot of money to meet somebody.
I really feel like a lot of these things should cap at like $100.
Yeah, because people will pay $100. Like, because Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes was only like $125, and that was a picture with both of them.
That was a meet and greet and a picture,
yeah.
Which is even better than just walking up and getting an autograph for 2.5 seconds.
And then leaving, because it's like, because at that point I also told
like,
Kevin.
You got like 3 or 5 minutes with him for that price.
Yeah, and
it's totally worth it.
And we talked about Nutsy, and I mean, that was an awesome experience. But like, for money, though, I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars to meet somebody and then it just be a disappointing bullshit moment. I just don't want to do that.
I get you.
So when they said they're meeting everybody, I did not realize they literally meant everybody, because there's 2 different groups, Penn's on one side, Teller's on the other. And I go into Teller's line first because I feel like everybody's going to want to meet Penn.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. It's like the Penn people went over to Teller and the Teller people went over to Penn, and you're in the line with the same people the whole time.
Pretty much. I mean, you can't meet one without the other, right?
And they are absolutely the nicest guys I've ever met. Like, they talk to everybody. I told Penn that I was a mama's boy for an extent too, and we had a good, like, and we laughed over bullshit and legit, like, the TV show. Like, and then I told Teller how much, their magic meant to me, and it was a bucket list item, and Teller's like, well, you can write that one off now.
Aww.
It was just like a really cool moment, and they did the autographs on the program, and Teller draws an arrow to himself, and I'm like, that's fucking great.
And then they take a picture with everybody.
Yeah,
and they take your phone and take a selfie with you.
Yeah, they take good photos, by the way. Like, I actually don't. Well, one of my friends said I look like a goofy bastard in one of those photos.
That's because you're too excited.
I was 12. Like, it was like 10-year-old, 12-year-old me was like, the only thing missing right now was my parents being with me and us watching the Magic together. Like, that's all that was missing. Like, it was such a wonderful night. Capped off by meeting them and made it 100 times better. And now I've got pictures on the Facebook, and I think I post them on our Instagram, so check those out, TBK Mag. It was such a fun night.
And I mean, the show was great, and they were great, and we were outside in line with them for probably 35 minutes maybe between the 2 lines.
45. I would say 30 minutes to an hour.
It was definitely not an hour. It was 45 minutes.
I think we were out of there. I think we left right at like an hour after the show. So,
but it took us a while to get outside. Like,
it did.
Let's be real. We were down like the front half of the floor of the Orpheum, and we had to get around a bunch of people and up and out the aisles. It was awful. We didn't get outside for over 10 minutes.
Though.
But they were still there, surrounded by people with no intention of leaving until they were done.
Yeah, they met everybody. That was really awesome. Like, they are 2 of the coolest people. And they tell you never to meet your heroes because sometimes it's kind of like, and I can honestly say I've met 3 people in my life that have just been amazing.
Yeah.
They're now on the list. Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes is on that list. And, of course, Brian O'Halloran's on that list because it was like, oh, this is not what I expected at all. And
he was great.
And then you're just like, oh. And then, 2 weeks later, or I guess a week and a half later, so the week of the Halloween episode.
Yep. We
take in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, which we had to drive 4 hours for because, Hey, no one comes close to us except, I guess, Penn and Teller.
People, please come to Memphis.
Yeah, no shit.
Would
Or
appreciate
Little Rock.
it.
I'll take Little Rock because
No,
it's only
Memphis.
2.5 hours. But
Memphis has better stuff.
No, I agree with this. But 4 hours is just ugh. So we get there, and it's our favorite venue in St. Louis. It's I almost said Minglewood Hill. That's Memphis. It's the pageant in St. Louis. I have a story about that place about getting married, but that's a long story. That's for another show. Probably shouldn't talk about that with you.
I know the story.
You know the story. So we checked that out. The movie's great. Oh my God, the movie's great.
It was really, really good. Like, I expected it to be good, but it was better.
There's
than I
so much
expected.
nostalgia, but there's just enough to satisfy you, and then the story itself is really good. It is similar to the story from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, but it's so much more than that. And every character just like kills it. Like everybody who's in this movie, including Chris Hemsworth, and I'm not going to tell you what Chris Hemsworth does, is freaking great.
It was wonderful. It was so much better than I expected.
I cried. That fucking movie made me cry
You're supposed to.
twice.
You laugh, you cry, you get
Oh my
excited.
God. And I'm not trying to. We're not
Kevin
going to.
Smith comes back out super stoked at you laughed at the right parts.
And laughed at things that you didn't like. He didn't expect you, or like applaud things that he's like, "You're the first crowd to do this. Holy crap!" And that, like, I'm not going to get into spoilers because I think that's just I don't want to kill the movie. for you.
No spoilers. But if you have a chance to see this while they're touring with it, go out of your way to see
do it
it.
because the Q&A afterwards makes it 10 times better.
And
like,
if you don't have a chance to see it while they're touring with it, see it as soon as you can when it becomes
I
available.
think it's available on Prime now.
Is it now?
I think it is. Yeah. If not, it's going to be at Christmas. I know that was something that was talked about because like the tour is supposed to be semi over soon. Like when he takes the movie to the UK is when I think it's supposed to. Which
that
is
when it is.
Yeah, I think it's coming up. So if I will say this, there is one scene in that movie that completely will have you bawling. And it's not what you expect either. And then Kevin came out and then told the story of how the scene happened, and it was like a last minute thing, right?
Yeah.
It was just kind of the last minute situation, and went, that's crazy how that happened. It's probably not out yet, is it?
I'm not seeing where it's available anywhere.
Well, once it is, I'll post it on the website. Like, it's such a good movie, though. I don't even think you were expecting it to be that much fun.
I was not expecting it to be that much fun. Like, I expected it to be good.
But not that good.
Apparently not everybody likes it.
Well, you know what?
They can suck it.
It's kind of, if you're a fan of Kevin Smith, you're going to like it.
7.3 on IMDb, though. 70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's actually not bad. For a Kevin Smith movie, that's really not bad.
Roger Ebert gave it 1.5 out of 4.
Roger Ebert's a dumbass.
And AV Club didn't like it.
Maybe clubs. Well, I'm not going to say anything. No, they're dumbasses too. Fuck it. It's a really good. If you're a fan of Kevin Smith, you're going to enjoy this. If you're a fan of his style of humor, is it Matt Damon? Yeah, Matt Damon. Like the Matt Damon shit is so good. Like it's just out of nowhere, but it's so good.
Yeah, you get Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and this is like, what?
It's such a good movie. Like it really is something that I did not expect. It was cool seeing Brian on the big screen. Like in a movie I hadn't seen on the big screen for a change. It was kind of cool. So like I know that guy. Like, it was a fun experience. I do highly recommend it. Muse looks great.
He does. I'm so
4
happy
years
with
sober.
how he's doing.
I think was it 4 years sober or something.
He gave us an exact.
Yeah,
like,
he
he
gave
can
us-
give you days and months.
Like he has got himself in such a wonderful place now. He looks so good, and he looks like he's just having a ball. And he was playing Fortnite backstage the whole time.
Okay, so they're still on tour with it till at least February of next year.
Yeah, no, I knew that much. Like I know it's
And
coming.
I can't find anywhere where it says it's actually going to be.
It's going to be streaming soon
yet.
because he talked about that at the show. Okay, but yeah, but just Muse was playing Fortnite backstage, and this is great.
Kevin likes to watch the movie every night. Muse does not.
No, I feel like Kevin said he's watched it every time, and
Which is impressive.
Yeah, that's what I said too.
I don't know if I could watch myself on screen hundreds of times.
Well, he doesn't talk much, so I mean it's okay.
I didn't say just.
I probably could.
He knows 100% of that backwards and forwards. You know he does.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I could probably watch myself if I was Silent Bob, because if I didn't have to hear myself talk the entire time, I could probably be okay with watching the movie. It'd be a little different. Like, I could probably handle it.
Still a lot.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then, so on top of that, so last week we took a small vacation away, but we have a ton of stories for that. On Wednesday night, we went to see one of our favorite drag queens from RuPaul's RuPaul's Drag Race.
Too many words.
I'm going to sashay away. Give me a minute.
Time for a break.
Season 6. Any other podcast would be like, and now this is a break, and then they'd read some terrible ad for some sort of headphones or socks or something, and that'd be the end of it. Be like, and now we're back, and I don't want to do that ever. So we went to see RuPaul's Drag Race Season 6 winner Bianca Del Rio live and on stage, and my God.
This is our second time seeing her, but it was just as good.
I thought this show was better, actually, the first
great.
time. My God. I don't know if it's just because the crowd was really involved into it, even more than the crowd we had the first time, because they were. Like, they were like pins and needles the entire time. But my God, anytime she'd say something that was just, I'm going to tell you now, there's offensive, and then there's Bianca Del Rio. Like, she's on a whole other level. She's on a whole different plane than anyone else. And she is so funny. She is so funny. Anytime she would say something that was so off colored, you would gasp. She'd be like, fun fact, and just say something else terrible. Great show. I recommend that one too. If you're not easily offended, I recommend Bianca Del Rio.
Yeah, if you're gonna get offended by things, just skip it.
Stay home. Just
skip it.
Stay home.
Because you're not gonna have a good night. It is not going to be a good time for you, and I promise you're going to regret it. But if you like moderately offensive humor.
If you like really offensive humor, she's really good at it. The only problem I had with the show was the sound system was poop.
Well, that's not her fault.
That
is not her fault. That is what happens when you go to
We got fucking lost
college.
Oh my God. Speaking of that. So we're on the way to the venue, and the venue's owned by is part of a 4 different venue network. And
we took you to the main office.
We took us to the main performance venue, which is not it. And then we had to drive another 15 minutes to get to the actual venue.
Opposite direction.
Yeah, we were fucking lost and just roaming around downtown in the city and looking like complete fools, and
I mean,
got told our navigation skills are absolute dog shit.
Several times,
yeah.
I mean, I kind of like our crazy.
Yeah, no, it happens, and then we fight, and everybody's like, "Oh no, this is awkward." And we tried Raising Cane's for the first time, and
which is really good.
Yeah, I highly recommend if you live somewhere where there's a Raising Cane's, go get some. I wish we had one close.
I know.
I still want the Popeyes chicken sandwich. I really want the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
We tried to get you a chicken sandwich and they were sold out of it, okay?
Popeyes.
I am sorry.
My God, get your shit together, Popeyes. I wanted that fucking chicken sandwich in my mouth. I wanted to put my mouth on the fucking chicken, and I couldn't do it.
We are still working on getting you a chicken sandwich, okay?
Oh, Popeyes.
Apparently they only sell 4 a day, because every time that we go somewhere, they're out of them. I have tried adamantly to get you this fucking chicken sandwich.
And it was we should have went on Sunday. We should have went on the way home and been like, haha, I can get a chicken sandwich on Jesus Day. Fuck you, Chick-fil-A. And just kind of did that. We didn't do that. And then the adventures on Saturday night happened, and we were all just a little inebriated and looking our best. And my God. So we're at a concert, and our friends we're with this gaggle of friends. I don't know how to.
It was more than several.
Yeah, it was more than several. We're 70 deep. I refer to this as my dysfunctional family that I would really rather have Thanksgiving with.
True statement.
My God, could you not see Thanksgiving with?
Oh, that would be bad.
Yeah, it'd be the most fabulous Thanksgiving ever. And so throughout the night, one of our friends pointed out something to us, and it was the weirdest thing ever. There was, I'm cool with fetishes. I am. I love fetishes. I'm probably, and I've mentioned this on the show, I'm a freak. Hands down. I mean, you look, I don't erase my internet history because I know how much of a weirdo I am. I'm cool with that.
I've seen this. It's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm in that competition to find the weirdest porn ever.
We've seen some weird shit.
Like, if you come in, like, after watching some porns, if you ever come into, like, someone watching one of those weird porn videos that are sent between my friends group and come in to see this girl throwing baloney on another girl, like, bar S baloney at that, because, like, you can see the packaging. And it just, I don't have the right tool, but there's just this slap when baloney hits skin that's just awesome. Or like the two people that cover themselves in Crisco and lay under a heat lamp and go pretending they're bacon. Like, it's great. Like, I love weird porn.
I'll give you that.
So I'm all about some, my stomach just said raw. I'm all about some weird porn. And so fetishes are fine. But let me just say this now. If somehow you are poking through a skirt, girl, tuck that shit. That's all I'm going to say.
True statement.
Like, Jesus. There's a community.
Public is not the place that needs to be seen.
So there's an episode of TLC's My Strange Addiction that dives deep into this certain fetish of people wearing latex masks. And like I said, I'm all for fetishes.
You do your thing.
This is one of those that I don't know if I could get past the smell. I remember the Gumby mask from Halloween that we talked about in the last episode. No, I'm not smelling that shit again.
I mean, I'm really allergic to it, so that's
yeah.
not
No,
my
you
thing.
couldn't have it on your face.
That is not my thing. That is literal death for me.
It would become like Jim Carrey's mask, and it would just attach to her face, and then she'd die. Actually, it'd probably be more like Jamie Kennedy's career after putting on a mask. But was that?
Oh.
That's deep cut.
Oh.
First cut is the deepest. I think that's the first time anyone's talked about Jamie Kennedy in 4 years, so his ears probably went, whoa, what? You just got X'd, what? There's a reference that no one will get but me.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Jamie Kennedy had a hidden prank show called the Jamie Kennedy Experience. Mm-hmm. And he would tell, like, when he revealed a joke to people, he'd be like, you just got X'd. I don't know. It was on the WB.
It's weird.
It was funny. The first season was really funny, and then it just went to shit.
Isn't that how a lot of WB stuff went, though?
True statement. For anybody out there listening, and if you remember Nick Freno, licensed teacher, you will automatically know where this conversation goes. Okay. So, latex mask, popping boners. Because, like, it in the fetish community, it's usually dudes on wearing them. And, like, this is just too much. It's too much for me.
That is not the look you want to be sporting when attempting to talk to another person in a bar.
No, you do not just randomly...
That is not how you go and try to address a girl in a bar.
No, you don't just randomly walk up to somebody sporting a boner. Like, that's just not how you have conversations. Hi, can you tell me where the nearest Chili's? Oh, my God! Like, you don't... Like, no, I don't need a $2 foot long. Like, this is not gonna happen. So
that was a really gracious number there.
Yeah, well, it's like a $2 like 4-incher, but we'll not. So while we're getting ready to go camping in a pup tent, the whole night this has been like completely just oblivious. Like, everyone who's talked to this person has no idea they're popping wood, except for the like group of us that's just standing there mortified. Like, oh my God.
I mean, admittedly, someone attempted to loudly announce, is nobody gonna look at this boner? Can nobody see this? Is nobody gonna look at this?
Boner. Like, that was, God damn it.
They tried real hard.
Yeah, no. And kudos for going out and being yourself, because that takes some courage. But damn it, just put the thing away. That's all I ask.
You can be yourself and you can get happy about being yourself, but we don't need to see it.
I don't need your boner.
There's a ton of things I'm totally cool with. Erections in public need to not happen, please. Cover your shit up.
That's right up there with wearing leggings the same color as your skin. Like, you should never do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
It looks bad and you should feel bad. Like, that is not how we do stuff here.
Oh my God. So the Pillsbury No Girl popping it. And we rebranded her name, and I will not say that because I don't know if she will ever listen to this. Probably not, but just in case,
I get you.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was an experience. So we had to deal with that for a night and a half. Whew. And then we decided after our inebriated night of making fun of boners, we all decided we got a group together and went to the Whataburger. Now, look, I have said some terrible fucking things about
You have.
about Whataburger on this show. And I have been called out numerous times by our fans in Texas and Oklahoma and anywhere else there's Whataburger. To all of the people who enjoy Whataburger, I owe you an apology because, yeah. So our friend takes us to this Whataburger, and our last Whataburger experience was fucking mediocre as shit.
It was the only Whataburger experience I've had. It was in Texarkana, and it was bad. It was really, really, really bad. We even went into the restaurant to eat. It wasn't drive-through. It didn't get set. It didn't sit there for a long time. We went in and got the food, and it was bad.
It tasted like,
It was poo. It was really poopy.
I feel
it was
like
bad enough I didn't ever want to go back to Whataburger.
No, you didn't. And you were just like, I guess I'll... So you're the only soberish one at this point.
I'm not soberish. I am very sober. I drove.
Okay, so you're the only sober one. The rest of us have had a lot. I had a whole bottle of wine.
It is 3:45 in the morning, piling in a car to go to Whataburger.
4 of us in a car in a Whataburger, just enjoying ourselves, going, yeah. So the entire time, just random ass conversations. We're just having constant things, like making fun of our directional skills.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really, really bad.
Why did you go this way when you could have just went down the street to the same Whataburger? Because you know what? We're not from here.
Because the GPS told me to go this way, and this is the way that I went. If you want to help us, you fucking live here. Give me directions.
The GPS says that this is the closest way. Well, it's not, bitch. All right. Well, all right.
Then help me in my confusion to figure out how the fuck to get a Whataburger.
Yes.
At 3 a.m. But end up at this fucking drive-thru, 3:45 in the morning. And of course, it's not just the 4 of us eating. There's like 6 other people back at the hotel that needed food.
Yeah, we had to get an order. So there's 3 of us who put our order together. And then...
But then the 4th person had literally 4 orders.
5.
5
orders.
They had 5 orders.
And they were so big. Like every order was so complicated. Like, can I get a burger without the bun? The burger itself. I just need the pickles and drown those pickles in some mayo and mustard. Let's call it a day. But like, it was so bad. It was like, oh my God. So we do the 2 orders and through the drive-thru, and the next thing you know, we're at the window, and
it was so bad. Oh my God.
And I don't know, like, drinks are starting to be handed out.
We've got like 8 drinks.
Yeah, we've got 8 or 9 drinks to be held by 3 people.
And literally 2 cup holders.
Yeah, 2, because you have a Kia Soul. So
I have a Kia Soul. I have 2 real cup holders and 4 cup holders in the door that can't hold anything but bottles.
This is going to be an experience. So the next thing we know, we look up and all we hear is, ah! And we're like, what the fuck has happened? And so...
This poor guy in the drive-thru,
who we now deemed Sugah Bear, just decided, like, he accidentally knocked over like 3 of the drinks, and he felt so bad. And by the way, Sugah Bear, your drag mom is looking for you. And we know this because, well, you don't know you have one yet, but they claimed you.
But you will. But baby, you will. You're gonna need it one time.
Your mom is searching for you, and I know it. So, Jesus Christ. I tell you, if they probably thought we were high.
I mean, y'all were.
Oh, we were a little inebriated.
I went back to the hotel room and took a fucking nap while y'all still partied.
You did.
I napped while y'all drank.
You got your grandma on that night.
That is me every night.
That is, yeah, because you go to bed with the chickens. Like,
I do. If it's dark outside, it's time for bed.
So
this poor guy's redoing drinks. We ask for a drink carrier.
So they hand us the drink carrier
wrapped up in a bag. Like, I get
part of the fucking order?
Can I get a drink carrier? Sure. And normally that means like they take the rest of the drinks and put them in the carrier and hand it to you. That's how I've normally seen this done.
Have you tried to put drinks in a carrier when you're inebriated?
In a car.
Like, that shit does not work.
He hands us this flimsy ass paper container for these drinks, and their normal size drink is a 32. A couple of these are the 44 ounce drinks. They're massive. Trying to shove them in this thing, we had to pull plastic off. Oh, God. It was so bad. I can't believe I did not have an entire Dr. Pepper spilled in my backseat.
You didn't, actually.
I am still confused
Or sweet tea.
how there was not food and drinks everywhere in my car.
Because Sugah knew what he was doing.
He did not. He was real confused. I think he was real new. He looked real frazzled. But also, it was 3:45 in the morning, and we just ordered like 6 bags of food.
It was, dear God. So we get back to the hotel, and I don't know if it's because I was drunk, but you were sober, so this is kind of like... Okay,
no, it was really good
So
food.
this is the thing here. You are the control for the experiment on if this is good, because no matter what, I'm going to say it was great because I was drunk.
And drunk food is always good.
Yeah, because like I enjoy Taco Bell when I'm drunk. The best thing drunk is Red Hots. No, it's Red Lobster's cheddar biscuits because they will sober you up too. Like it's so good drunk.
No, Wendy's chicken nuggets dipped in Frosties.
I can't dip anything.
100%.
I
I dip everything in a Frosty. I get chicken nuggets and fries every time we go to Wendy's.
Buffalo wings, Frosty, home.
I use a Frosty as a condiment. Like every time that we go to Wendy's. This is why I'm fat. Like I'm okay with this.
This is why I'm fat.
100%. I accepted this a long time ago. I use ice cream as a condiment. It's a problem.
Well, this is true. I can't argue this with you, but fun times. Just fun times. So we get back to the hotel room. I'm drunk. I did not know what I ordered because me and one of the other girls was like, hey, let's just order the same shit everywhere we go.
We only went to eat together 3 times.
And all 3 times we
Literally
ordered the same
same
shit. So I don't know if this means that we just have the same eating style or just going, you know what, this looks good. Oh, that's what I was going to... Do you ever feel awkward when you're sitting at a table and someone orders the same thing you're going to order? Like, especially in like a big group. Like, do you ever get that awkward feeling? Like,
I mean, not really, because have you met my mother? And a lot of our orders are pretty similar.
Chicken strips, fries, no potatoes. What?
Nope. What?
It's always like the most... Like, ordering a burger is like, I can actually get it down to a T now. If someone goes, we'll pick me up a burger. Okay. Burger, plain, pickles. Done. No cheese, no lettuce, no tomato. Not anything, the things that actually make burgers semi-healthy.
I mean, she'll eat it with mayonnaise, ketchup, and pickle.
That's it.
That's it. I put less than that on my burger.
But you will at least eat cheese occasionally.
That is a new development.
I will take full responsibility for that fucking development.
Putting cheese on a burger is a very new development for me.
So I'm drunk as fuck, and I'm like, give me all the meat. And I ordered the...
That is exactly what it sounded like.
Yeah, because I think that's how I ordered it, too. Like, I want the number, whatever it is. I want the triple. And so we ordered...
That was the biggest friggin' burger.
That was a really awesome burger. So we get back to the hotel room. We divvy up the food. We're all just kind of confused. Thank you, Sugah. And we had no idea what the hell's going on. And the next thing we know, so we get back to the room, and I'm sitting there, and we turn on, which apparently Wednesday night, it was all discussed. There's only like 4 marathons that ever happens when you're in a hotel room. It's either Ridiculousness, Impractical Jokers, South Park, or some other random shit show. Usually, and this time it was the Carbonara Effect.
Yep.
Turned on Ridiculousness.
Okay, so real talk. We watch late night TV on a pretty regular basis at home.
Yeah, no, never seen it.
Theoretically, it's the same channels because these are channels that are showing these episodes that we have at home. Like we have these channels on our TV currently. Yep. I have never seen
like 3/4 of these episodes.
Anything like this. Like, are we just not watching TV on the right days to see these ridiculous rerun sets? Because I don't remember seeing them at home ever. It's only when we're out places.
Yeah, no, especially Impractical Jokers. Because like the next thing I know is like, you're on season 8? Where the fuck did this happen? And it's just a run of 35 episodes of Impractical Jokers. Like, you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm watching Impractical Jokers. Did that on the day after we got married. Because we sat in the hotel room till noon and watched Impractical Jokers.
We got up and got breakfast and then went back to the
hotel. Went back to the room and watched Impractical Jokers.
We were up late. We had to drive for an hour and a half.
We went to bed watching Impractical Jokers, and we woke up watching Impractical Jokers.
I'm pretty sure we came back that night, and we were still watching Impractical Jokers.
Because it's a true statement. If you're ever on a trip and you're in a hotel room, you can guarantee that one of those 4 things is going to be playing just in a marathon. So turn on ridiculousness. I'm sitting there and I'm like, the fries are okay. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of the fries, but I do like crinkle cuts. I didn't use ketchup because I was drunk and I was like, fuck it at this point.
It's just going to make it look like you bled in the bed.
Yeah, no.
You already spilled red wine in the bed.
I did spill red wine in the bed. Not as bad as dripping cheesecake and leaving a note for the people that said, and a text to me later on going, well, if they get mad about me dropping the cheesecake in the bed and they charge you, let me know so I can pay you. What the fuck are you talking?
They're not going to charge you for some fucking sheets. Jeez. I promise there's been worse things on those sheets that have stayed. Can guarantee it.
Can confirm.
Can confirm. Cheesecake is not the worst thing that's been in that bed.
Probably not
Red
that
wine.
week.
Red wine is not the worst thing that's been in that bed.
Probably that week. So, but yeah, so we do so I'm eating the burger. I'm drinking my, whatever I had to drink. It was probably a Dr. Pepper. And I'm just enjoying, like, I take the first bite of the burger and I'm like, this is the fucking best burger I've had in a long time. Like, so good. Like, for fast food, it is so good.
I mean, I'm not a fan of fast food burgers, but I feel like at Whataburger, you have to eat the burger.
Because it's in the name, like, it's what a burger. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was actually a really good burger. I was really impressed.
Yeah, no, it was super good. The whole time, food this trip was tried new things, tried things that we haven't tried. So, yeah, no, I owe everybody who enjoys Whataburger an apology. And I owe that all to you, and I am sorry for dissing your restaurant, but the one in Texarkana is fucking awful. So
Yeah, I will not stop at that one again.
I will make that abundantly clear. I did eat one in Dallas that was good. So, I mean, I can't. Maybe it's just, it's hit or miss, but that one we had was really good. So, yeah, that's, and then trying to get Baskin Robbins on the way home, and that didn't work out, so.
It was bad.
How do you have a Baskin Robbins? Like, how do you have a place of a sort of place of employment that you can buy a sandwich at that has a Subway in it, but has nobody working it? Like, how does that work?
5 o'clock on a Sunday.
At 5, yeah, no, and it wasn't like a weird time, like 1:30 on a Monday afternoon. Like, it was 5 on a Sunday evening, and like, people eat Subway, I think. I don't know. I haven't had.
I mean, it's a small-ish town, and there's not a ton of stuff there.
When was the last time you had Subway, by the way? Like, it's been 3 years. It's been probably since the year we got married.
Probably. I mean, I don't like sandwiches. Literally, if I go to Subway, I make a fucking grilled cheese.
This is true.
Like, Subway is lost on me. I don't do deli sandwiches.
We don't. Just that a thing. We talk about how picky your mom is, and we've made fun of this before. Like, she orders nothing but chicken. Like, it's chicken strips. That's it. Like, you can go into a restaurant with her and know if she orders a burger, it's plain with pickles.
Yep.
If she orders chicken, it's strips. Mm-hmm. Like, it's
sometimes a small, well-done steak.
Oh yeah, no. Like, that's still pissed. Like, part of me dies every time I hear, "How would you like your steak?" Well done.
I mean, I do that a lot too.
I know, but you at least have ate your steak a little bit differently. Like, you will sometimes order it medium well.
It depends on where we go and who we're with.
Yeah, no, like, if
we're with Nana, I have to order well done food.
Like, Ashlee hides her food now from her grandmother.
And I always order well done burgers because I don't believe in underdone burgers.
It depends on what the burger is made out of. And
I do not believe in underdone burgers.
Well, there's some places. There are some places it is, if depending on the meat, and the meat sometimes is really good quality meat, like a steak burger. You can do that with, because it's just ground steak. But when you, so your mom's Subway order is probably the weirdest Subway order of everyone's order, because like the pickiest eater in the world gets tuna.
Yeah. But tuna plain.
Like, nothing on it, just
wheat bread toasted with tuna.
No cheese, just tuna. I've never had Subway's tuna. I don't know if it's good tuna or not. I'm not, like, I don't know how you find out that you enjoy tuna from fucking Subway. Like, I'm not sure
she makes it at home too sometimes.
See, I never saw that.
That used to be her thing at Quiznos.
Oh, well, there you go. But I'm not sure how that's just one of those things, like, you find out, like, you never order seafood anywhere else. Ever. Never have seen you order fish anywhere else.
She doesn't eat it any other way other than a tuna sandwich.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, and all of a sudden, it's just like, how do you find out that you enjoy tuna, but that's the only thing you'll eat? Like, That's not even one of those that, like, that wasn't even my first experiment. Well, she was eat fish sticks.
She will eat fish
that.
sticks.
Yeah, no. Like,
It's tuna sandwiches and fish sticks. And if she makes tuna at the house, it's literally just the meat and a little bit of mayo. That's it.
Yeah, no.
That's the extent of her.
Yeah.
I made tuna.
Like, I will go all out, make tuna salad, like, grilled tuna sandwiches. Like, I will go if I have tuna.
I feel like you need to try to get her to eat grilled tuna.
Like, the actual tuna, like real tuna. Like a tuna steak.
Yeah.
Because tuna steaks are great because you can overcook them and still be undercooked, and they're fucking wonderful because they look actually like meat. They don't look like fish when you cook them. And, like, I don't know if anyone would know they were not eating tuna. Like, if you didn't tell someone they were eating tuna, I don't know if they know they're eating tuna, especially if you overcook the son of a bitch. Because you're not supposed to. Like, tuna's supposed to be undercooked. Like, you're supposed to have it to where it's, like, pink and it still looks like... Tuna's supposed to look amazing.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure the tuna in the can is not actually tuna. I'm pretty sure that is not tuna. I'm pretty sure that's some sort of fish that no one's ever heard of or actually seen. It's probably one of those that has the light on it with like 7 eyes and like has like the most derpy sound in the world. Like, I'm a fish. Like, that's pretty much what it just is all the time. Like, that's probably the fish we're eating out of the pouches and cans.
I mean, I'm not eating anything out of the pouches or cans.
No, it weirds me out to eat tuna out of a pouch still. Like, I love those tuna pouches. Like, I think they're great. Like, they're only $1 at the Walmart, but like, I'm still weirded out by pouring meat out of a pouch. It's not something
I'm allergic to that. I don't have to worry about it.
The pouch or the meat? We are getting into some substance in this show. We're going to talk about Disney Plus at the end. I figure it's just trips and Disney Plus. That's this week's show is just to get back on track and tell you what's all coming up. But yeah, no, that's yeah. So no, they fucked up Subway. Like they didn't have anyone there to scoop ice cream or get subs, and I was pissed. And I actually complained to corporate of Baskin Robbins.
I mean, I really looked forward to getting ice cream, and
no, because our Baskin
Robbins
Robbins closed. The Baskin Robbins that was close to us closed because I don't know what happened. Oh yeah, they were a part of like some sort of restaurant, like
Steak Escape.
If that's still a thing, I don't know if it's a thing. Like, and then it closed, but no one ever ate there. Let's just say what it was. Like, no one ever ate there. And anytime anyone was ever there, it was for Baskin Robbins.
I started getting worried about our Baskin Robbins whenever the one in the mall went away.
See, I didn't know there was a Baskin Robbins in the mall.
It was directly across from the cookie place. It was the Steak Escape and Baskin Robbins in the mall.
Oh, it was in the mall.
And it was my favorite thing because I'd go and I'd order fries and ice cream.
I'd eat pretzels and it'd be a good day.
I mean, it was a great day for the Ashlee if I ate at the mall food court. Pretzel,
Like
cookie, fries, ice cream.
We went to the mall on, what day was it? Like last week? We went to a mall last week on like Thursday, and we looked at the food court and had no idea what the fuck to eat because there was just so many options in the food. Because it wasn't just pretzels.
Yeah.
It's because our mall, it's just pretzels, Chinese food, cookies. Like that's one Philly cheesesteak place that doesn't smell good ever. But that's what it is.
Still even open?
Yeah. But that's what it is. It's like,
and then there's a Nestle Toll House place too. That
cookies.
has cookies and ice cream and coffees.
Cookies. Like it's just.
But there's also a Great American Cookie, and Great American Cookie is better than Toll House cookies.
I don't know about it. It's just cookies. Like it's a lot of fucking cookies. So we go down to this mall, like we go to the food court, which is the same mall we ended up eating at Raising Cane's because, you know, hey, we've never been there. But like we're in the mall food court, we're just like, oh God, there's actually food choice, like weird food, like it's Cajun and Greek and Chinese and oh fuck.
Yeah.
I can't choose a food. This is too much pressure for me now. Like I stood there and almost cried because I was like, I don't know what to do. This is too much for me. What the hell?
That's what happens when you go to a bigger city.
Yeah, that's what happens when you actually
They actually have stuff.
What did we end up eating? That's the day we ended up eating at Popeyes because I wanted the chicken sandwich.
That is the day we went to the Popeyes.
Oh, so that was our last few weeks, and we took, like I said, we took some time away from. I took some time away from the website. I needed a break, especially with everything coming up, and we'll get to that at the end of the show.
Deserved it.
Not to mention, everybody knows that December is our craziest month of the year anyway, and like you have to prepare yourself mentally and physically for that shiz. Did you drop the tab in the can?
Yeah.
You dingus. How do you do that?
I played with it too much and it fell over.
Well, that happens to a lot of people all the time. Like it's just, oh my God. Okay, so we could not do this episode live today, and I know it's Sunday. Wrestling show is going to come back in 2020. And I'm going to tell everybody why. I'm burned out with that. So I was like, well, it's not that I'm not a fan anymore because I still watch. We actually were watching. We got tickets to AEW next month or in January and probably going to the Royal Rumble. So yeah.
Sometimes it's good to take a break from things.
Yeah, and social media is just so fucking negative, like with everything. And I'm learning this. This is something. This has nothing to do with what we're going to talk about now. This has nothing to do with Disney Plus. But I cannot stand getting on social media. Like I do love getting on there and seeing good posts and interacting with certain people. But my God, I cannot do it anymore. Like I cannot handle the negativity that's in social media now. Because every time I log on somewhere, like either Facebook, Twitter, Insta, Snapchat, Bebo, MySpace, AOL, Instant Messenger, whatever it is. What?
You're listing things I don't even know.
The glory hole in the bathroom down the street and the truck stop. You know, the social media sites, it's all appropriate.
Yeah.
It's just full of drama. And it's like wrestling Twitter and is really bad. Like it's just really bad. Especially now that there's 2 competing shows. Because it's like you can only like one, you can't like both.
Lies.
And I just can't I can't stand it. Because I remember back in the day I watched both and I was happy to watch both and I was fine with that. But it's just one of those things where I'm like I had to have a break. So that's why SNS is not on Sunday. That's why Live's going up today. We have a new show debuting this week as well, called Writers Uncensored. I think that's the name, and if I'm wrong, well, they can take it up with me. Hosted by Kendra Souter and Brian Tan, who are also authors of Random Evolved Media, which is our parent company. And I have to tell you, everybody, they are going to be joining the show at the end of this month, early next month, to hype their books coming out in 2020. And
woohoo, books.
Yeah, I know. If you love books, my God, we have you covered in 2020. The Dan book got pushed to January, and my God, everybody get ready for some fun shit coming in 2020. Okay,
things are looking up.
We'll talk more about that. But there's a big thing that happened this week.
Yes, Disney Plus. I have been waiting for this for literally years. This is the most exciting thing that has happened in streaming services for me, literally ever.
Well then,
I could probably deal with losing everything else if I kept Disney Plus.
Fuck. Okay, so let's start. Do we want to review things? Do we want to talk about how the look or everything, or do we want to talk about what happened that night?
We can talk about everything.
Okay, so the day Disney Plus launches, I get the email going, "You can sign in now," and I went, "Oh fuck!" Like it happened at like 10 o'clock at night. And I went, "Oh fuck, I gotta do this," and I signed in, and I'm on my Roku device, and I'm like, "This is amazing."
It looks super good.
So it does come across like every other service ever. And this is something that's not a bad thing. And I said this in my article. This is not necessarily a bad move because it does look like Amazon Prime had a baby with Netflix, had a baby with Hulu. They does. It looks like all 3 of them combined. It's set up that way. It's set up like...
But it's very user-friendly when it's set up that way.
And that's the thing. Like, okay, so Disney made a good call there. I think every title plays decently well. I think it looks good. I know there's some...
They have really good collections set up, and they have good categories. Like, sometimes the Netflix categories get real odd and specific, like trying to give you a group of movies that you should watch.
I still think the best setup for categories and genres is Hulu.
I'll give you that.
I still think that, and I think Amazon Prime second, even though no one watches Prime. Sorry.
The only time I watch Prime is when I want to watch Doctor Who.
Yeah, no, and there's a show that's I've been told I need to check out like 50 times this week.
What show?
I don't know.
That shows exactly how much you're planning on checking out that show.
I'm gonna watch it because it's like I've been told I need to see it a couple of times. And I was like, I'm so invested into everything else right now. Like it's more so like I'm invested into Disney Plus than I am anything. Like I'm like, oh, I want to see what's going on with Diz. I want to see what's going on with other shows that are out.
I'll give you that, but no, I'm super excited about all of the things that are available to watch now.
I'm actually looking up what the show is.
Because you've watched old sports movies.
That's where I was gonna get to. Like literally, and I said this at the beginning. Like the very first thing I watched on Disney Plus was the classic 1995 4 movie Heavyweights, starring Ben Stiller and a bunch of fat kids. And I don't know how else to put that. That's
terrible.
But it's true. It's about a bunch of fat kids. It's about a bunch of kids who go to fat camp. And the fat camp gets bought out, it's owned by Jerry Stiller, which is just, this cast is unreal. Like, looking back at this now, going, this cast is Paul Feig, however, the dude who did the all-female Ghostbusters, has done some amazing titles, is one of the camp counselors. Like, it's such a good cast. Ben Stiller plays White Goldman before White Goldman.
True statement.
Like, it's so he's this eccentric, trying to make these kids lose weight character. Like, that's pretty much, it really is the same character that owns Globo Gym. But it's not.
But it is.
It's Tony. His name is Tony Perkis, and he comes up with this system, and he's going to make this infomercial to lose for these kids to lose a ton of weight. And my God.
Yeah. So there's been that. You've watched Rookie of the Year.
I have to touch on
Little
that.
Mermaid.
I got to touch on Rookie of the Year. The show is Carnival Row.
I've never even heard of that.
I know. But I've got a couple of people like, you gotta see Carnival Row. Okay, I'll look at it. I watched Rookie of the Year, and then it hits me. And this is the TBK Investigates, which was supposed to go up on Friday, but then random Evolve Media stuff was going on, and I was like, I can't write today, damn it. So it's going up this week. Okay.
Well, you can't give away your full TBK Investigates.
No, I'm not going to give it away. I'm wondering how they got past the age thing to get him to play. Like, it just has bothered me ever since I watched it. Like, I was sitting there watching this in real time on Disney Plus, just going, how the fuck did this 12-year-old end up getting to play Major League Baseball? Because when I was 12, I would have gave my left fucking testicle to play some goddamn Major League Baseball.
But you weren't good enough to play Major League Baseball.
Neither was fucking Rookie of the Year. Like, neither was Henry Rowan Gardner. Like,
you don't know that.
Yeah, I do.
Clearly, he wouldn't have been able to play if he wasn't a good player.
He wasn't a good player. He just had an arm because his tendons fused funny. Oh no, medically you could pick this fucking movie apart. Like, his tendons mended funny, and he'd pull his arm back to throw, and it would make the sound, and then he'd throw, and it'd just go.
Which means he's a good player.
No, just means he just because
he's a pitching machine.
He broke his arm falling on a baseball.
He's a pitching machine. That counts him as a better player than you would have been at 12.
Shut up. I could not pitch to save my life, but I could play first base. Probably not in the majors, though. But, yeah, watch that. Did watch The Little Mermaid and had a very interesting conversation during that one as well. Let's talk about it. I'm fine with discussing that conversation as well.
Fine.
How the fuck do mermaids breathe? Look, and people have said, oh, there's this that's talked about in Waterworld. No one has watched fucking Waterworld. I'm sorry. No one has given a shit about that movie except the people who paid for it, because it did not make shit. It's a bad 45-hour movie. It's long. It's just Kevin Costner floating on a raft. If I wanted to see a movie like that, I'd watch fucking Titanic. I'm not doing it. All right, look, I get it. It's explained in there, but you know what? That is not Disney canon, so fuck you.
I mean, still probably basically the same.
No, it's not. So, Little Mermaid. Watching the movie, and it's just I think everybody knows the story of the Little Mermaid. She wants legs. So,
if you don't know these movies by now, you're not going to know them. It's
she
fine.
wants legs so she can wrap her legs around Prince Eric. That's what she wants to do. She wants the D. She wants the Prince D.
She is 16 years old. We should not say that.
I, for the life of me, feel so weird when you tell me the Disney princess's age, because I'm like, oh no, they're 25, and it's they're 12. Fuck, what?
Snow White's the youngest one, and she's 13.
It's still weird to me to think that, because she's surrounded, she lives with 7 dudes.
Not like that.
No, but just, you get what I'm saying,
she
right?
Cooks and cleans for them.
Oh, that's so bad. That's so sexist. That's terrible. 1939. Jesus.
I mean, no, that's That's the whole thing. Like Ariel's 16.
Does
she does
anyone
that. Well,
actually-
I'm not a child anymore.
Does
And when
any-
you're 16, you think, no, you're definitely grown.
Does-
And then you're an adult. And it's like, no, you were a child.
It's weird to think this now, and I never looked at them like I always looked at them as adults. Even growing up, I was like, every one of the Disney princesses is like adult,
No.
and that's weird. But
The oldest one is technically Elsa, and she's a queen, not a princess. But she's 21.
is she 20? She's drinking age.
She is drinking age.
Wow, Elsa could just like
Anna is 18.
stick her finger in some vodka and make it cold. Like that's pretty awesome. Like it's just weird to think that. Like, damn it, Disney. But okay, so she gets legs, and we're just sitting there and I'm watching this, going, "How the fuck do they breathe? Like, how the fuck does this like mermaid breathe?" And I know they have the fishtail, and I know that's a thing, and I know they can probably breathe through gills, but then they have noses. And it clicks in my head going, even if they have gills and they can breathe underwater, what if they suck in water? Like there's like
You
if
assume there's water in their lungs all of the time because they're underwater.
but do they have two sets of lungs? Like, do they have like gill lungs and do they have like human lungs? Like, does this, because they're half human, there's no way that body shape is just gonna go into like, oh, magical fish lungs. Like, like that just doesn't know how that works. So how the fuck?
You're thinking way too hard into this.
Well, and then the other thing was, how the fuck do they have sex? Like, and because Triton fucks somebody to have
Several times.
like numerous children. I assume they were multiple women because they all have different hair, and that's how Disney works.
No, he had one wife and she got run over by a boat. They had 7 kids and then she got run over by a boat when Ariel was little.
Oh, I need to
Third
watch
movie.
that. I need to watch that so
Third
bad.
movie. It's canon.
Bitch got hit by a boat. Why is it, by the way, that every like mother in Disney movies dies? Like,
Not every mother, but 95%, I would say, are missing a parent.
oh yeah, well, that's a Disney prerequisite. We were watching like one of the live action like nature doc Disney did back in the day, and like the squirrel's parent died. Like, what the fuck?
Disney prerequisite.
Yeah, that's an episode of Cinecrap coming, by the way.
Oh god, that's so bad.
It's probably gonna come this month, and it's really funny bad, of course. But like we're watching this, like, how do they breathe? Like, I still think part of me goes, if a mermaid snores and just sucks in water, are they dead? Like, if they get water in their human lungs, are they fucked? Like, does like the human half die, but the fish part's still alive? So you just have this tail flopping through the sea with this dead body just hanging? Like,
You were terrible.
it's like, oh look, there goes the dingo. Oh my god, what the fuck? Just spinning or just swimming in a circle constantly. Like, what is going on?
I can't let you around children's movies anymore.
This is no, you can't. Like, that happened. Like, I thought that, and then we watched. What else? Did
We watched Aladdin.
Watched Aladdin, which is, I hated that movie as a kid. As an adult, that's one of the best. That's fantastic. Like, I'm so dumb for hating that movie.
You are. Robin Williams is literally a national treasure.
Probably because I didn't appreciate Robin Williams when I was 8.
I did.
But that was because, like, my first, like, I enjoyed, I will take that back. I enjoyed, Mr. Danny is not the Mrs. Doubtfire. I enjoyed Mrs. Doubtfire. But I also wasn't big into cartoons as a kid. You got to remember that. I hated cartoons.
I loved cartoons. I still love cartoons.
Oh, I know. And then we watched, okay, so I've been watching Goof Troop, which has just been a magical experience
We
again.
watched a bunch of Mickey shorts, which have been great.
Yeah, the new Mickey shorts are actually pretty funny.
We watched some old, like, classic Mickey goofy stuff just because it's there.
Oh, but really quick. The new Mickey shorts, I love the I hated the animation style when we first saw it, and then I was like, oh, this is really good, and it grew on me. There's one issue I have with that. Goofy's on meth.
True statement.
Like, Goofy looks like he has hit an all-night meth bender. Like, Max somehow told him he didn't love him anymore as a dad, and he's just, like, has stopped talking to him, and, like, that's the end of it. Or Max and PJ are together, and, like, Goofy does not approve, and Goofy just hit the fucking meth. Like, I don't know what it is, but Goofy looks like he's on meth. Like, it's bad. Like, Goofy's animation style in this new cartoon is so fucking terrible.
I'll give you that.
But yeah,
So the one other thing that we've watched is a Disney Channel original movie.
yeah, Double Team. No.
Not yet.
Luck of the Irish.
Probably eventually. Definitely next year. Descendants. Because we keep seeing this on all kinds of stuff. You see cosplays of this, like it's all over the place. It's like, well, maybe we need to take a look at that.
I have okay. So Disney Channel original movies. I grew up with those didn't start coming out until I was in high school. By the way, or like right at the end of junior high for me. So they weren't as big to me as they were you. I feel.
No, because a lot of that started like when I was in middle school.
Yeah, no, the Disney
Like,
Channel.
I was the correct demographic for this.
Disney Channel original started in 1999 to let everyone like.
I was 8.
Yeah, they were. I was like, we're not gonna talk about that. I was older, and we get to that. So like, Smart House, which is actually one of the better ones. I enjoy Smart House.
I like that one a lot.
There's a few, and I mean High School. Probably the biggest one to ever come from that's High School Musical.
I dislike High School Musical.
Well, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit, but that is probably one of the that's the biggest one, right? That's the biggest one to come from the Disney Channel.
Yes.
I think until now. I think until Descendants, because I know Descendants is everywhere.
It's got games. It's got a giant toy line.
Cartoons, Halloween. I know it had Halloween costumes.
Like this, I feel like this has gotten more into pop culture than High School Musical ever did.
I think High School Musical was pop culture, but I think because we're not in the same demographic we were when High School Musical came out, we don't know how big Descendants really is. But I know looking at it from the outside, it looks bigger than High School Musical.
It looks significantly bigger, and based on the people that I know that have kids that name.
But High School Musical 3 did something that Descendants didn't do.
Theatrical release.
Yeah, that was a theatrical thing. So that, is it as big? I don't know. Probably, but Disney Channel's turning out money here.
Yeah.
So we said, I was like, let's sit down and watch it. And the first movie, we just, first of all, the outfits, like the costuming in these movies are fan-fucking-tastic. Like, everybody looks great. Everybody.
True statement.
You can tell this is a Kenny Ortega musical as soon as it fucking starts, though. Like, as soon as that first one started, like, this is High School Musical all over again. Like, as soon as it started. And I even said that to you, like, we're in High School Musical. Just with, like, characters you already know.
Kinda.
And it was not bad. The first one, I don't think is as good as the second one. I enjoyed the second one a fuck ton more. But we watched this, and I don't know what's up with it.
We'll watch the third one when we can find it.
The best thing on Disney Plus is The Mandalorian, though.
Jesus.
So we haven't watched episode 2 as of this recording, but we watched episode 1, and we sat through it, and it was 10 o'clock at night. The night it launched.
I was super tired, and we decided to watch it. And it's like, okay, if I fall asleep, we can stop. We can do this.
Yeah, because we were watching Once Upon a Mattress.
And
because I was in that musical in high school.
I told you when we finished that first episode of The Mandalorian, I was really excited there was only one available.
Yeah, because we would have been.
If there had been 16 episodes up, we would have been awake and watched all 16 of them.
And not to give it, we're not going to talk about what happened on that show until it's completed. I think that's probably a safe bet. But to sit there and go, I've heard a lot of people say this is the best Disney Star Wars thing ever, which I mean is
maybe.
It's better than the prequels. I will go ahead and make that. It is really good.
Like, I was expecting to be kind of Star Wars. I was not expecting this is as epic as a Star Wars movie in a 40-minute TV show.
Because it really is a long. It's a long intro.
It looks great.
It looks great.
This is 100% Star Wars.
It looks great. Jon Favreau did a great job. It looks great. The dialogue's fantastic. The new characters that are introduced are great. I mean, it's got the dude who played Creed and Rocky, and it was such a good mix, and I didn't expect it coming, and then it happens, and you're just like, whoa.
Like, I was excited about it, but now I am super stoked.
So I honestly, deep down in my gullet, think The Mandalorian is the best thing so far of the Disney Plus originals. Like, we haven't dove deep. We watched the Jeff Goldblum show, and that show's really
fucking weird.
Not bad, just fucking weird. But it's very much Jeff Goldblum brand. Like, it's on brand for Jeff Goldblum.
Like, I'm probably gonna watch some more of them, but it's just real.
At least they only come out once a week, so it's kind of like.
It's real strange.
I want to watch Encore. Like, that looks really cool from a musical theater kid standpoint of myself. Seeing them get together, like, all these, like, former high school students to put on a musical they put on, like, 15 years ago makes me really happy inside. And hosted by Kristen Bell, and I'm like, I'm in. Like, let's just do this. Because I know Grease is on there, and I'm like, yes! At some point. They did the first episode of Zany. Have not watched that yet. Have not watched Lady and the Tramp remake. I know we're going to do that.
That's coming up this week. We've had a lot of other things going on.
We watched The Toys That Made Us on Netflix, though. Like, that actually took us away from Disney Plus.
We haven't watched as much Disney Plus as I would like currently because we've had, life because we're grown-ups and have other shit to do. But I'm working on it. Definitely working on it.
The Toys That Made Us season 3 is really good.
It is.
I think it was better in season 2. Season 2 was okay. Like, it was just okay.
You're just excited because it was toys that you had.
Oh no, this one was like, with the exception of My Little Pony, but like I love My Little Pony now, so I'm like, all right, I'm okay with this. But like the second one was very much like it was Hello Kitty, and then there was 3 other ones, but I never had any of those. But I grew up with Ninja Turtles, I grew up with fucking wrestling figures, I grew up with Power Rangers. And me and you both were like, yes, because we watched the Power Rangers one first.
I mean, they're showing these toys and talking about it. Like, I had that. I had those when I was little. I had that toy.
This is the first one that I can honestly say that I was like, I think I had everything on there with the exception of My Little Pony. And I think I probably had a pony. At some point, there's probably someone ended up with I ended up with one because you end up with other people's toys somehow.
I mean, I had one of those original ponies, but it wasn't mine. It was my mother's. Because I wasn't the proper
Oh my
age.
God, I got to get her over to watch that one.
I wasn't the proper age for those because those came out in the early 80s when she would have been young.
Right. Like, I mean, there was new ones when you were younger, but like, it just wouldn't have caught your attention. Like the new cartoon series that Lord Faust did was.
I would 100% have been on top of that. But honestly, in that age range, I wasn't caring about ponies. I had Barbies and Power Rangers. Like,
Go Barbie Ranger!
I had a bunch of Barbies and a bunch of Power Rangers, and for a significant amount of time, Barney. So.
That Barney painting.
I'm so mad. We also have a Christmas Barney that is in our living room right now.
Which needs to stay out for Christmas. Like, I think it's going to be part of our Christmas decoration for 2019.
Of course it is.
Yeah, no. I love you. I don't want to get demonetized. You.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Disney Plus. I think Disney Plus has got some things. There's some stuff that I do not like about Disney Plus. And I feel with every good thing, you have to talk about the bad. I think the biggest issue I have with Disney Plus is the fucking fact that there are titles on there that when you click on them, it's like, oh, you get excited, like the Big Green. The Big Green's on there. I haven't seen the Big Green since probably 98, and I was fucking stoked. That was going to be my first movie on Disney Plus, by the way. Because you go to like the movie section and you scroll down, and it's in the B's, and you're just like, oh my God, the Big Green. Like, kiss the goat. I fucking want to see this movie. Steve Guttenberg. Like, it's a fucking great movie. Like, probably one of the best kids' sports movies ever. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, yes, this is going to happen. I get some sort of meat because I'm like, yes, I want to watch this movie. And then I click it and it's like, not available until July 2020. I'm like, you motherfuckers. So I see the Mighty Ducks and I'm like, fuck yeah, the Mighty Ducks. Love the Mighty Ducks. D2 The Mighty Ducks is the best Mighty Ducks movie. They're taking on the world at the Junior Olympics. It's great. Kenan Thompson's in it. It's knuckle puck time. It's so fucking good. I love those sports movies.
You are super into sports movies.
No, I'm into those style of sports movies. Like, there's just a run from like 91 to like 96. It's just all these kids' sports movies are so fucking fun to watch. Like the Mighty Ducks, Rookie of the Year, Little Big League, The Big Green. Like, there's just a Kid in King Arthur's Court, which is on Disney Plus, and I have not watched it yet. There's so many of those movies. And I'm like, these are good movies. So I click on the Mighty Ducks, and it's like, not available until January 2021. I'm like, 2021? What the fuck? So I ended up selling for heavyweights. But I was like, this pisses me. Like, that's something
I will give you that. I would like to see it as, like, its own section of...
Like, coming soon.
Coming soon.
Like, it has to be in the voice, too. Coming soon to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
If that dude still does that. I don't know if that dude's even around anymore. But
I mean, I grew up with the coming soon to
VHS,
to
DVD,
video cassette,
yes, coming soon to video cassette, and then that's why we have the intro.
And then for a while, coming soon to
and
DVD
now our
and video cassette.
Yeah, now that's why our open is now our feature presentation because we fucking love that.
And then you start the da, da, da. You gotta throw in the Disney music after.
It was one of those like, oh my God. So that's my biggest complaint with Disney Plus right now. And the fact that when you start a show, you can't go back to the episode you were watching. Like, you kind of have to guesstimate. And I don't appreciate that as of right now. And that may not be the case, like, on other devices. I know it is on the Roku.
Yeah, like the disclaimer, everything that we've done with it has been on the Roku.
Yeah, I probably should.
I've downloaded it for the phone. I haven't actually logged in yet.
That's my biggest issue so far. And I'm like, if that's all it is. I can
handle it, though.
If that's my two biggest issue, because a lot of people aren't watching the shows. Let's just call it now. Like, with the exception of The Mandalorian, which comes out every week. Like, outside maybe the new Disney Plus shows. I know
you bought this and you're binging all of the old stuff right now.
Like, I know Gargoyles was trending, and I'm not a fan of that show. I know Darkwing Duck was trending, and I'm like, yes, let's get dangerous.
We're going to try Gargoyles again, though.
Let's get dangerous. And then I know that there was another one that was trending, too. Lizzie McGuire was trending, and I'm like, I love
Lizzie McGuire.
Even Stevens is on. I think it was trending for a little bit. Like, there's been shows that you're like, why is this like, you just see random shit pop up. I'm like, why is the fucking Sweet Life of Zach and Cody
Disney Plus.
Do I think it's going to be the end all be all of streaming services? I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I like it. I mean,
I don't feel like it is, but I feel like every parent's going to have it.
I think the Hulu bundle where, like, so there's a few things with this that I do want to discuss. Like, I'm seeing a lot of this and I do want to talk about it. So there's there's this bundle that Disney Plus is doing. It's like, you can do Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu for $12.99. Okay, that's really cool. Like, that's a really cool bundle. But you can also do, like, if you have if you have the Hulu with commercials, you get a $5 credit. So it's like, essentially you're getting Disney Plus for $1.
Yeah.
Or ESPN Plus for $1, whatever you want to have. And I went, okay, that's really cool. But something that's a really cool plan. And then Hulu, they went and decided to raise the live TV by $10. And I went, that's weird. That's really shitty timing. Because they just raised it like early in February or March. They raised it by $5 then. And then now they're raising it by $10. So they've done a $15 raise this year on their live TV service.
Which is a lot.
That's a lot. Like, I know that, like, everybody's trying to cut cable, and that's why all these streaming services are happening. But at some point, like, something's going to have to give in this, right? Because, like, there's going to be all these streaming services drop between now and July of 2020. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a ton. Eventually, some of them are going to fall, right? Like, I'm not imagining this.
I feel it's going to be less that some of them fall and more that some of them are bought.
Like, bundling together. Because I know that I'm going to tell everyone now. I think the essential three, because I don't think Prime's going to end up in this conversation. I think Prime's going to be an afterthought by the end of it.
Everybody only ends up with Prime Video because they want Prime shipping.
I don't know anyone, like, you can just get Prime Video. I don't know anyone who just has Prime Video, but, like, you want the 2-day free shipping on shit. Soon to be 1 day.
Yeah, like, we have Prime specifically for shipping. I occasionally use Prime Video for stuff.
We're more likely to rent something, though. Like, we're actually more likely to spend the money. But now Apple TV we got Apple TV free for a year.
Yeah, we bought new iPhones, and now we have Apple TV.
Which is only $4.99 after it's done. There's nothing on it right now outside, like, the show with Jennifer Aniston, and, like, there's a Peanut short. But, like, Apple... To have Apple in general, like, to see what else is on Apple, is like, you can rent movies and stuff from there relatively cheap. I'm like, okay, that's not terrible. But to sit there and look at Prime, which Prime's catalog isn't that great anyway.
No, but it's nice to have that extra place to look for something, because they have some weird stuff that the other streaming services don't. Forking.
And that's coming to Center Crap. Just letting everyone know now. That's going to happen on Center Crap. It's going to happen in 2020. That's the worst movie I've ever seen. Like, it's bad. It's bad funny. Vorking. Look it up. Where was I? But yeah, so I think Prime's going to be the one that gets started because I've seen the list of HBO shows. HBO bought South Park for their streaming service. HBO's got Big Bang Theory for their streaming service. HBO's going to have Friends. Okay, they're fine.
Yeah, no, they're good.
They're going to be. It is the most expensive of all of them, and it's going to be $14 or $15.99 a month. They're fine. They're not going to hurt.
But it's HBO.
So, but you get the HBO catalog, and it's like, okay, so a little bit more, I'm okay with paying that. And I don't know how often that's going to get updated.
It's always been premium television anyway, so you expect to pay more.
So I'm not mad on that one. Like, I know CBS has All Access, and it's $4.99 with commercials and like $9.99 without. Okay, cool. Like, I want to see the Star Trek Discovery series. Okay, that's whatever. I don't know if the network-owned ones are going to do great.
I feel like the network-owned ones are eventually going to get bought by other.
There's only one that I think can stand the test, and it's going to be NBC.
Because they just have so much.
Because Disney owns ABC and Fox, so they're fine. Like, Hulu's going to keep that. I don't know how NBC and Hulu's going to work once the streaming service is up. I don't know if NBC's deal with Hulu is going to end in 2020.
Yeah.
No one knows that. But whatever. But I think the NBC one's going to probably be the one that I go, okay, that's, and I think it's $5.99.
Not bad.
But you have The Office and Parks and Rec and the entire NBC catalog. And it's like, that's a fucking massive catalog.
It really is.
The Good Place. Like, there's a lot of good shows on that. With the exception of Friends, though, because Friends won't be on it. I know there's a lot of streaming services. I think you're only going to need 4.
I'll give you
Personal opinion, I think you need Disney Plus, Netflix. So if you bundle Disney Plus, you have Hulu. So that's not...
Yeah.
So I'm not counting Hulu. Like, I want to count the Disney... I guess I should just say Disney Plus
Hulu.
bundle. The Disney Plus bundle. So I think Netflix, the Disney Plus bundle, the HBO one, and probably Comcast, which is what it's going to be. Whatever. I think it's called the Peacock. It's the worst fucking name ever. But that's the only 4 I feel anyone needs. Outside that, fuck it. Like, if you want to do a sports one, that's fine. I know WWE Network has one, and it's actually pretty good. Like, their streaming service is really good. Like, I'm not going to knock that out. Like, I'm not going to knock that. I know,
but that's a specific subset.
Yeah,
of
if you're a
people.
wrestling fan, you're going to have WWE Network. The Zone's pretty good if you're into boxing and MMA. That's not a bad one.
That's not something that everybody needs.
No, like, if you're going to have sports, you're going to have ESPN anyway. Like, you're going to pay for... Now it becomes the fight for the live TV thing. Like, if you really want to try to kill cable. Because right now, I feel like that's the goal. We're trying to kill cable.
Apparently.
If you're going to do it, you're going to have to start doing their prices better. Like, that's where it comes down to. Because, like, you can't keep raising that shit.
No, because then you're the same price as cable, and cable's easier.
Like, live TV. Yeah, no, this is what it comes down to. Like, cable's either going to drop their prices down or these live TV. So YouTube, I think, is the cheapest. It's YouTube and Sling, but Sling, you don't get your local channels. So I'm not... YouTube or PlayStation View is okay, but it's not set up really well on any other device that's not a PlayStation device. We learned that the hard way.
Yeah, we did.
The AT&T one, the AT&T DirecTV one is not bad, but it's also super expensive. But you can also have huge packages in that. That's probably an okay one, but I don't know if local channels have been available now or not. So that's kind of, I think the best bang for your bucks on that, if you're looking for one, is YouTube TV. I told you that a long time ago. It's the only one with a free DVR, and it's unlimited. So that's my thing for that. Before we go this week, is there anything else you would like to add on Disney Plus?
Go watch it. It's wonderful. I'm going to go watch it when we're done here.
What are we watching tonight?
I don't know yet.
It's probably going to be one of the fucking cartoons.
I love the fucking cartoons.
I could be the... No.
We watched Moana literally 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we
No,
watched
it's not
Moana in
gonna
the
be
hotel
Moana.
room. Oh my god.
We
That
watched-
was... Okay, so fuck him. Is Freeform? Is that it
It
now?
is. Freeform did a lead up to Disney Plus launch where they did a bunch of movies.
Oh my god.
So we watched Moana because the one day I got to be in charge of the TV. We watched Moana, and then we watched Pocahontas, and then we watched part of Mulan before we had to leave.
For the burgers. Like, Mulan was on while we were doing the burger run. It was crazy.
And we watched part of something else, but I can't remember what it was.
It's just the burger.
That was not it. Not a huge fan of the Jungle Book.
I'm a fan of Robin Hood, and that is on Disney Plus.
We'll watch that eventually.
Okay. So before we get going this week, let you guys know there is going to be a second episode of Live this week. Brody will probably return from the dead. I don't know how that works, but we'll figure it out. Got to call in my necromancer friends, see how that...
It's going to be a little bit...
Got to raise him from the dead.
We got to put some work in there.
He will not be on shows next week that I'm aware of because of holidays, and he works at a conglomerate giant that does a lot of sales for 2 days with 2-day shipping. So we probably won't see him next week.
Or maybe the week after to recover.
Yeah, no, or the week after. But December 1st starts the 25 Days of Christmas. That's coming up. You know we're going to go all out, including our... So, Cinecrap. We're going to do 2 episodes of Cinecrap for the next 2 weeks. So, we're going to try to do 4 episodes by the end of the month. We're all going to do Disney Plus stuff because that makes a ton of sense right now. This week we are doing... Ashlee and I are doing 2 movies this week. Sharon and I will be doing 2 movies, or at least 1 movie that I'm aware of because we discussed it.
Have you figured out what our second movie is?
Yeah, it's Frozen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're doing Frozen and we're doing High School Musical.
I really dislike High School Musical.
So that's coming to Cinecrap. Maybe you and I are doing Perry as well. That's the movie with the squirrel. Because that needs to happen. And then Christmas. So during the 25 Days of Christmas, you're going to get 10 episodes of Cinecrap.
Da, 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 da.
All Disney Plus themed. Only because we are leading into episode 9, what is it?
Something Rise of Skywalker?
The Rise of Skywalker. To lead into episode 9, we are going to Cinecrap the previous 8 Star Wars movies. And I'm super stoked for that because I'm going to actually get to watch all 8 movies in a row.
I have not honestly stopped and watched with a purpose in a lot of years.
Like I'm not going to watch Rogue One and Solo, but we are going to watch the 8 movies.
I really like Rogue One
Rogue
and
One
Solo.
is so good though. Rogue One might be one of the best Star Wars movies ever.
Solo too.
I didn't hate Solo. I'm not the biggest fan of Solo, but I didn't hate Solo.
But I am a little stoked because you get me for episode 1.
Yeah, no, the Phantom Menace is
my very first Star Wars movie ever.
So that's going to lead into the 8 days prior to that movie. So you get those, as well as live, as well as the new show, Writers Uncensored, as well as a couple episodes of Striking a Chord, as well as there's probably going to be 1 Christmas episode at SNS. We'll probably do a wrestling pay-per-view for a Christmas one. Which means it's probably December to December.
Of course it is.
Or a Massacre on 34th Street. That could be fun. There's a few things coming up. The story, we're going to go all out for Christmas. We're going to do a Thanksgiving special live. I'm going to try to do in this year with a bang. The idea is to go out on such a high note from Christmas this year. And I don't know, this year's been very up and down for all of us. We have an intern now, which is really fucking crazy. We have a fucking intern. How the fuck did this happen?
I mean, you're moving up in the world.
Nepotism.
Also that.
Yeah, also that. So a lot of things, we're going to have some fun in the next few months. YouTube channel is going to have new content on it. We are not forgetting about that. We're not pushing it back. It's just been constant busy with other things. Especially now that we have taken over books and we are launching those. Is there anything else?
I don't think so. We've got a lot happening.
Fuck, yeah, we do. So come back for Cinecrap and come back for other shows. Check out Writers Uncensored on Friday. If there's anything else, if you have any questions or things you want to ask, send in your emails at tbkmagazine@gmail.com. We will do your best. I will do my best to answer a lot of those emails because we get a ton every day. New articles this week. We're going to try to get back to normality.
Some semblance of it anyway.
Some semblance of normality this week, as well as and new content that we've never done before because we're going to do TBK Investigates drops this week, as well as there's going to be some beauty reviews coming soon. Like there's some weird shit happening. Oh, maybe
they are a change.
You know what? Maybe I can make this announcement because I discussed this in our meeting on Wednesday.
Okay.
25 Days of Christmas. Make sure you have some wine with you.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll make that as my.
Okay.
That's a good one, right?
That's a good one.
So that's gonna wrap up this edition of Live. Anything you want to add? Anything? Do you have chocolate on your shirt?
Probably.
Good God, woman.
I'm pretty sure this is the shirt that I ate the chocolate ice cream in earlier, and that never changed.
Oh my God.
I have been cleaning the house all day. I don't have to be clean.
Listen here, Dribbles. We have a lot. Like everything you own is covered either in chocolate or marinara. Like
cheese.
Or cheese. Cheesy teats. We were at Russ lunch yesterday. She gets a burger with mac and cheese on. By the way, there you go. That's a weird one. You get a burger with mac and cheese on it, next thing you know, just cheese all over your tits. So if anybody wants
It was a juicy, cheesy burger. It dripped on everything.
The Ballad of Cheesy Teats coming soon.
I can't. My boobs stick out too far. I can't lean over the plate unless I lean really, really, really far.
You know, it would be a great shirt if we just threw like 2 slices of cheese over where tits, like over your boobs, and then we just call it the Cheesy Teat shirt and just see what happens.
You are ridiculous.
I'm a terrible person. What can I say? Pick up a shirt at our store, Shop TBK, tbkmagazine.com/Shop TBK. We're gonna end this show like we do every other show. Ashlee, say good night.
Good night.
That was easy. We're gonna end this show like we do every other show. And that is with the patron saint of TBK Magazine, Torgo. You know what to tell them. Epstein didn't kill himself. Good night, everybody.
You cannot stay. The master would not approve.